Hello everyone and welcome to the first LEGO City tour of Disney Down Under. This is my version of how I imagine Disneyland would look like in the land down under. First, we'll start at the main entrance where the guests will be buying tickets and entering the park. I've designed a tile mosaic of Mickey Mouse at the entrance, giving it a very Disney feel. This is one of the two public areas before entering the park. Just beyond that, as you enter the park, is a brick-built sign welcoming you to Disney Down Under that's right under the Ferris wheel. There's 7 distinct themed lands, and I'll be giving you all a tour of the different areas. Right in front of the entrance is the first thing you'll see, and it's a recreation of the main train station at Disneyland in LA. Just to the right of the train station is the first of the 7 themed areas similar to Downtown Disney. This is where you can imagine all the hotels and retail are, and right in front we have a bus with the new guests coming to Downtown Disney. And at the back we can see some waiting areas and a ticket stand. And over across the entrance plaza we have an Australian inspired general store next to a comic book shop. And on the roof terrace, looks like we're having a barbecue party. And here just another closer view of that mosaic Mickey Mouse face. And here as you enter the park you can see a bit of the meet and greet characters, Mickey, Minnie, Beast, and I think you'll see Stitch a little bit further on. And now we enter the second of the theme lands, this one designed after one of Disney's new IPs, Star Wars, which I call Star Wars Galaxy. It's currently under construction, but the idea behind it is that you step into the darkness of space with some 1x1 circle tiles representing stars. The ride in this area is a modified fairground mixer holding 3 microfighters instead of the standard seats. And when the ride spins, the Death Star turns, pointing its weapon towards Alderaan as it rotates. To the back of that is the massive water-themed area modeled after Pirates of the Caribbean called Shipwreck Cove. I used Helm's Deep as sort of a fort and the Silent Mary ship as a shipwreck next to the Scooby-Doo lighthouse on the rocks. And then we'll go back around just to have a better view of the whole thing in its entirety. Oh, very nice sunset there coming through the window. And the next area I'd like to bring you to is Fantasyland. The main feature being the Disney castle at the back and a lot of Mickey Mouse motifs and a bit of Disney princesses and fairy tales to be found throughout the area. Here we have the West Australian Black Swan, one of my mascots of the park, just next to the Disney Down Under sign. And on the other side we have a surfing Mickey to bring that Australian theme through as well. I placed the carousel in sort of a landscape garden right in the center of Fantasyland as a focal point down Main Street from the front. Some stormtroopers riding it. They have to have fun. And a nice backdrop of that Disney castle just finishing off Fantasyland with the main focal point. Next, I'll take you down the street, Main Street, USA, with Palace Cinema Extended and a Star Wars queue with people dressed up in Star Wars costumes waiting in line to watch the next Star Wars movie that's premiering right here. And just a brief fly through, check out who's in the queue and all the wonderful sweet items that they're holding, waiting to be brought into the cinema. This is a bit of a cheat because I love Star Wars so much, just to have all the Star Wars characters in a theme park setting along the street. Next we'll be headed to one of the most detailed areas, Ninjago City, with pink cherry blossoms lining a path towards the Temple of Ejitsu at the back. A lot of time has been put into the landscape of this area, and I have, some grand plans that I would like to expand on in the future. Just to the right, you can see the Chinese restaurant mock that I've used based on the design of the Ghostbusters LEGO Dimensions story pack, and I've added a second level to that as well, with a bit of Chinese lanterns coming up the side of the walls. It's a little bit of a street stall there. Seems like an egg has fallen over. Towards the back, there's a bit of a fisherman's wharf sort of feel, using the various sea animals in crates and foods as well. All these items just come off the boat, ready to be sold at the Ninjago markets. I haven't decided on where I'm going to put that green mech dragon yet, and I think I have some ideas. This constant upgrades to the city. It's a bit of a Jaws inspired scene. And over to this side we have a small corner where I tried to put some sort of feature in at the back of the Palace Cinema. This will have to be changed into something a bit more Disney, but I quite like the way it looks, with the T-Rex popping its head through the Jurassic Park gates, scaring some of the guests. And further to the back we see Maleficent in a meet and greet, and someone trying to take a photograph with her. And there we see in all its glory the Disney Castle as I pull the camera back and have a look at some fireworks that I've created. And so this video, the Disney Castle, is my most favorite set that I have built. It is superb display ability, fantastic build experience. Now just another view of Disney Down Under as we move around the table to have a look at the view from the back. A little bit plain on this side is the view least looked at. I really like that brick-built Mickey silhouette in front of the Ferris wheel. Closer look at Helm's Deep and some of the Pirates of the Caribbean minifigs, and some guests walking around the fort. A view towards the entrance plaza from the back. We'll come around back to the front. And as a little bonus, underneath that main table we have the DC Comics universe with the remaining modulars that I have in sort of an action scene, you know, with the good guys and the bad guys fighting each other, lots of effects around, an exploding car. It's just no place on top of the table for this, so at least I get to display this underneath for some enjoyment. And I look back to my favorite view down Main Street, the castle all the way in the background, the carousel in the middle of that. Ooh, and a quick look at the Bricktober Perth 2017 exhibitor badge that I got for displaying part of this city. And small glimpses of minifigure view, fantastic minifigure view. Really immerse yourself in the city and feel how they would feel and see what they would see. There you see the wonderful window with the perfect Perth sunset, giving context to that Disney castle, giving that fairy tale look. And a bit of an overview, and that brings us to the end of the first Lego City tour. I hope you've enjoyed this tour as much as I've enjoyed bringing you around. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this, check out my Instagram page at Best Bricks. I look forward to seeing you again soon with more videos. See you!